I was conflicted whether or not to save this article for This Week is Stupid or talk about it in a separate video, but it is so progressive. It is the peak progressivism that forces me to make a separate video for it. I mean, this is where the last 2 weeks of progressive ideology on social media has gotten us to. This is like the peak of elite American culture manifested into one news article. Amy Schumer says that she wants the Ukrainian President Zelensky to satellite into Oscars. And her argument is that, well, he used to be an actor anyway before he became president, so why not? I mean, the technology is there. We've been through the pandemic. Everyone makes Zoom calls. He can be there to present the most important cultural hallmark of American culture, which is the Oscars. And it would probably add some diversity as well to the Oscars because I believe, from what I'm seeing on Twitter, from the prestigious American elites, the blue check marks, that Ukrainian people are now people of color. I'm not kidding. Like, they're putting the rainbow flag, mixing it with the Ukrainian flag. I mean, some progressive shit happening there, but yeah, I mean, if you get the president... I do have one question for Amy, which, by the way, in my opinion... People say that she's not funny. This is the funniest thing that I have ever seen in my life. Like, this is probably the height of her career. Like, she's never going to make another joke better than this. Like, once you make this joke, it's over. It's like the best joke that you can possibly make on planet Earth. Like, no other human being is going to compete. Like, she should be in the World Guinness Record Book as the most funny person. But, like, unfortunately, she can't outdo this. So, imagine that you're a Ukrainian citizen, right? Just imagine. Just put yourself into that situation. And there's bombs falling, and you're worried. Your entire life is uprooted. And you're afraid, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You're literally afraid. You're terrified. And you tune in. And you see your president smiling at the Oscar Awards. Yeah, how is that? Amy, did you think about this for a second? What are the optics of this? But I guess, like, this is American, right? Like, people are suffering and the elites are there doing the, like, shaking hands and smiling and meeting people while everyone else is suffering. I mean, that's what the Oscars are. That's what it literally is. It's like the wealthiest Americans imaginable, shaking hands and talking to each other about what excellent people they are and how progressive they are, while there's homeless people down the streets. So yes, that would definitely, like, I support this. I would want to see this. By the way, like, what happens if there's actually an emergency? Like, they need the president for something? You know, he is in charge of the military, believe it or not. Like, he is at the top there. The president apparently is very important in wartime. So I'm really curious, like, what happens if they're like, hey, it's an emergency? The Oscars co-hosts told Drew Barrymore on her daytime talk show that she actually pitched the team producing the telecast on having Ukrainian president satellite in or make it on tape. I'm really curious, like, how did that conversation go? I mean, do you think there were a couple of crickets after she asked the question? Like, people got brain damage from hearing that? It's like, she's joking, right? Oh, no, she's serious. Holy shit. The 40-year-old comedy star will helm the 94th annual... I don't care about the Oscars. I just, who watches them anyway? How do you handle the Academy Awards at this time? Are you going to go there? Do you ignore it? Do you call it out? Or what? She asked Amy. I think there is definitely pressure in one way to be like this. This is a vacation. Let people forget. We just want to have this night. But it's like, well, we have so many eyes and ears on this show. Like, no, seriously, just imagine. I mean, from the perspective of the American now, right? You've gotten through so many moral panics. Like, you opened the television a couple of years ago, it was only about the riots. Okay? Like, on every channel, it was like buildings burning and stuff like that. And then the pandemic. And you open every channel, it's like number of deaths, number of cases. Get your social distance, wear a mask. That now you open the channel, it's all about Eastern Europe, the conflict. Now, and you tune in, like, you want to see the Oscars. You want to see the Oscars to just relax for a little bit. Nope. No, you can't. You can't. And even then, like, why is she lying? It's like there's so many eyes and ears. On the Oscars, really? Is the Oscars not an anime convention? Like, if it was an anime convention, she might have had a point that there's more people watch. Who the fuck watches the Oscars to see some rich, snotty people, like some elites, talking about how much they care about the poor? And every single one of them just seems to have the exact same stances on every single issue. Like, if you listen to one actor talk, you know what every single one of them has to say. You know, like, they're almost like they're not an actual group of people, but a hive mind, you know? And if you speak with one actor, you know exactly what all the others have to say. Yeah, the people surrounding Harvey Weinstein are the same people that are going to lecture you about morality and whatnot. I mean, Amy Schumer, after she came up with this brain fart, you know, I'm pretty sure she's going to lecture you about how to be a decent person and how much she cares about the environment and other people. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, you know. I think it's a great opportunity to at least comment on a couple of things. I have some jokes. Yeah, by the way, like, you have some jokes. Like, imagine being a comedian next to a president that's in a conflict zone. Like, how is that going to fly, Amy? Are you going to start cracking jokes with him while he's worried about his people die? Whatever. You know, it is what it is. I mean, there are so many awful things happening that it seems hard to focus on which one. I actually pitched, I wanted to find a way to have Zelensky satellite it or make a tape or something, just because there are so many eyes on the Oscars. I'm not afraid to go there, but it's not me producing the Oscars. Oh, thank God it's not you producing them. Thank fucking God. Viewership for the Academy Awards has been on a steady decline over the last several years. Honestly, like, this would have actually got some views. And the only reason people would have tuned in is because they wouldn't believe it. It's like, no way, like, they didn't do this, right? They can't be this stupid and detached. Oh my God, they are. Like, that is the only reason you'd have people tuning in. According to Nielsen, the 2021 Oscars saw a 51% drop. Yeah, because you're not giving awards to good movies anymore. Well, first of all, there aren't good movies, right? Like, first of all, let's cut the shit. Everything is a sequel, a prequel, a reimagining. You don't have any more creativity or originality anymore. And secondly, you're not even giving awards based on the good movie. You're giving it, like, based on your rotten California ideology. So you're giving it's like, oh, who made the movie? You know, is it progressive enough? Is it pushing the message? Like, that's what you care about. And people aren't interested. So they're tuning out. Yes, 51% drop in viewers. I expect that after this shit, even more people are going to drop in viewership. Which is, and that's a good thing, like the press likes to say. Zelensky, a former actor, has been recently lauded for his steady handling of Vladimir Putin invasion of blah, blah. Russia invaded, blah, blah, blah. Like, again, you know, you're talking about the Oscars, and it's like, oh, Russia, Ukraine. It's like, dude, how, it's like, oh, everything is political. It wasn't like this, okay? It wasn't like this. I don't remember this during the Cold War. I really don't. It's like, how can people tune out? If people want to relax, what do? They watch anime and VTube girls, right? And people go like, oh, V, you're a simp for watching anime and VTube. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to watch? Everything is cancer at this point. You can't unwind. Everywhere you go, everything you look at. Oh, progressive issues. Oh, let's talk about the pandemic. Let's talk about that. The war is literally across my border. I would prefer, like, I understand it's important. I get it. But, like, I would prefer if I don't lose my shit and just talk about it nonstop. Is that okay? Am I allowed? Like, does it help in any way if I'm constantly thinking about it? Like, no. So I would like to unwind. What can I do to unwind? Because everything right now is infested with this. It's almost like I'm living in the Gramsci world. If you don't know who Gramsci is, he was a neo-Marxist, wrote a book, and he said that the reason you don't have the Marxist revolution is because the worker, after coming home, he gets to unwind. He goes to the pub, he has a pint with Father O'Malley, and he forgets about the troubles that he has at the workplace, and because of that, there is no revolution. So the solution would be so that everything is political, so that he can't unwind, so that he is constantly on edge, and there is no release valve. So it's almost like I'm living in the Gramsci's worldview, isn't it? Like, everything is there to be built up to get people to be unable to unwind, just to wind people up, everything. So yeah, no wonder people aren't watching the Oscars. You know what you can do? You can go outside. They haven't thought about that yet. Like, there's no terms of service outside. You can go outside and play some soccer. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.